Hello and welcome to another introduction to Kritika 0. This time we'll be going over crests and the raid function. Crests are what you get from Reclaim Leon, the first raid that we have, and the raid itself, which you can access this by talking to Kalan. This NPC over here, he'll have a quest for you which gives you the ability to enter it. So in order to start raids, you can do this completely solo, better in a party. You can open up your interface and you'll notice that raid is on there. I have set this to a button. You can add it to the menu there by clicking that check mark. So I have a button set for it. What you need to do is you need to click the raid that you want to. This is the only raid we have available. It gives you the required growth level you need to start it and the level. So I'm going to make a raid. If you want to do a standby listing, what this does is lets other people in raids know that you are on a standby menu and you can pull from that menu. So when you make a raid, you enlist raid recruit, means you're going to have it visible to other players. So if you're looking to get other people in, that's what you want to do. I'm going to do raid title as Intro to Raid. So once you create your raid, what you want to do is click My Raid, then you want to hit Enter Lobby. Once you enter the lobby, you're going to go into the instanced area for the raid itself. I'm going to let Cycle know, my cameo for this video. What they need to do then is they need to go to the raid interface and they need to either put themselves on standby or go to the raid and apply. You can see that he has applied to the raid. So I'm going to hit yes, I'm going to go to the raid menu, I'm going to accept his raid. This is invitable characters, this would be the section where people would be on for standby. And this interface is for all players. So in order to start this raid, what you do is you go here, but you need to click the begin raid first. And what we're wanting to do is clear in the time raid, in the time that's allowed, these 4 stages. Each stage has a certain time period, which you'll see in a minute, and you want to clear these main stages. These support stages will increase the stats that they say they do by 5%. So if you clear this, you get a 5% attack power increase. This one gives a 5% defense increase, this one gives an additional one of those. So if you are struggling a bit with these, you can do that to increase the ease of completing it, or you can have other people run those at the same time you're doing the main. So you can either split up or stay together. You want to stay together though for the main one, because when you click on it, you'll see that the best loots that you can get is here. It's in this one that opens up first, and the people have to be in the party fighting this boss in order to be able to get those drops. Whereas this one, it does not matter. I'm going to go ahead and go to the party interface. I'm going to move myself to party 1. So you can see now I'm in a party. What you have to do is then take the individuals and then drag them to different parties. So see, we can be in a party, and I can move to this party, so we could set up 2 different people here, etc., etc. So that's how you manage parties inside the raid versus individuals. How you start the raid is the other person has to ready. Once everyone is ready, you're going to begin the raid. So Cycle sees that the raid is started. You want to do this on the 4th step, if possible, because the drop chances go up the higher the step. You can see the time remaining at the top. So we're going to want to go into this step. The 4th step, from what I've seen, practically guarantees loot drops. So you want to be doing the 4th step in order to guarantee these drops on this stage.
The ice will be your tomb.
So this is going to be the same every time. These raid stages do not change, they're not dynamic. So you'll go through and be clearing them the same way. These bosses can hurt a lot, especially on early difficulties, so you need to be careful. They take about half of the whole purpose of doing these raids is in order to acquire the Crest materials, which we'll get to at the end of this raid, to show you what to do with the rewards. So this thing that drops here, it's going to be on the ground. You have to pick it up with either a pet, or you have to
Can't hurt a cold heart.
then either hit F or the pet. So now what I'm going to do is, since I wanted to clear the next one solo, or have Cycle do it, I can't remember which we agreed upon, but when I do this now, I'm going to separate us. So we were in a party and cleared it. Now we both got that. Now I'm going to separate us into individual. I'm just going to tell him he can get ready for class. Okay, so now we go to here, and we actually don't care about what step we do this on. Because the drops only come from the other one, we just do this on the first step because it's faster and easier. Again, these are going to be the same, but I'm going to do a little bit of strategy because it's just easier to kill these things first. And whatever you can clear this on, that's fine. If you can't clear it at tier 4, only tier 3, that's okay too. And then this card flip here, you're going to see this is always the same. If you have premium membership, you will get more raid coins. These are what you're going to be using eventually to buy these Crest materials to give your character stats. You'll also see some items that drop. I have some in my inventory because I did a raid earlier. I'm going to click begin raid again. And you see they have these reclaim raid Leon coins. And it just has the coins inside them. Now this, normally everything that you buy from the vendor is bound unless it drops. So the objects that drop from here, that, for example, if you get a Crest enhancement object, it can be traded across your account. The things that you purchase from the vendor, they cannot. So it's just going to be pretty straightforward here. You saw it took almost 30% of my health just to get hit once. Since these guys hurt so much, it might be better for you just to clear it on an easier difficulty. Maybe party up with a character that has a bit more crowd control. But again, this is the only portion of it that matters if you do it on higher step difficulty. They are a little bit tanky. I am fairly strong for the content, and the class is not bad. Even so, it just takes me some time to get through them. You're going to see again when this character dies, it's going to drop something. This is one of those raid coins that I mentioned. I don't believe the raid coins themselves are tradable, so I don't think you can move those across. Let me confirm that here. So you can see that those are untradeable. So those are not ones that you can move if they do drop. The Crest growth scrolls, again, which I'll get into after the raid, and the reset scrolls and the enhancement scrolls are all tradable if they do drop. So if you have a character that you prefer more and maybe you're playing a couple different characters, keep an eye out for that and just be aware that you can trade those so you can get them on the character that you want. I missed there, but that's okay. As we do on step 1, shouldn't be too bad. A lot more room for error. So these coins that you see at the end, again, they're always going to be the same for just completing the step, the stage itself. And these are awarded to every player, even if they're in the lobby. So Cycle, as Supernova, is going to be getting those while he's in the lobby. But the item drops that are on the floor are not shared between all players. They don't get an opportunity to collect them. So remember, on these stages where it says you drop these things, you want to keep everybody who's in the raid at them so they have a chance at the loot. But for the other stages, they can just go off and do their own thing, or they can just be in the lobby, being carried, whatever floats your boat. Just gonna try to get through this guy as quickly as possible. Doesn't matter how fast you clear the raid, just that you clear it. But clearing it faster means you have more time to do other things when you're done, so I prefer to clear it as quickly as possible. I got a high Crest growth scroll, which I'll go into later, but they are not common. I've run this raid since it's been released for a few months at least, and that's the first one that I have managed to drop. So don't think that those are a common drop, even though you have seen them. It's not something you'd expect. They are typically gotten from the cash shop. This is one of those enhancement scrolls that I was talking about. You'll see that on this there is no untradeable text on it. And I get some more when I buy them from the shop. I'll show you that there are others that have the untradeable section on them. So that text will appear and you'll know that you need to not move that from account to character to account character. Again, simply just go ahead and go in step 1 because it doesn't matter. There's no loot that drops, so the step does not affect the difficulty. So just clear it as quickly as you can. Getting close here. You can see in the top right over here where the show bulletin is, there is a timer. That's the time you have to complete the levels, all levels in this stage. This is the 3rd stage, just cleared. So if you want to take a break after any stage, so for example that one had 2 mains that you had to complete. If you complete those 2 mains and before you click the begin raid, all you do to take a break is you just stay there. If people need to go to the bathroom, maybe you need to do something, take care of something, take a call, whatever the case is, that time does not start ticking down until I hit begin raid. You can see there is no raid, which means that we've cleared these 3 stages. So we're just waiting. I'm not going to show off all the supports. You can do them if you would like to help try to make the raid easier. Open up the raid interface, begin raid. And we'll kill this guy now. This guy really hurts a lot. If you're doing this raid, be wary of his attacks. Going to try to explain some of the things that he does, maybe help you understand him a little bit easier. So he'll charge you like that, and he might jump up into a slam. He's charging up, and he's going to go across the map. It's a little bit easier to see on Frostmage because the character does slow things, which is a bit better understanding of what they're doing in their tells. So he's going to just charge forward and slam. He's going to do one where he tries to pull you in. That's not it. Again, that's not it. He doesn't do it, I'll be happy because it's annoying. This is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swords get dropped. If they hit you while they're moving, you get hurt. Also, if they hit you while they're in the ground, they also hurt. So you have to be careful not to step on them after they have embedded themselves in the floor. This is when he pulls you. He's going to do a jump and a slam. Just avoid that. Again, easier to see on Frostmage because you are slow. Do this. He doesn't have anything really special. Careful of getting locked into an animation though. I've died before by entering my ultimate and having a sword stack on top of me so that once I went out of it, I was not able to dash at all. He has a small charge recovery delay after he passes that move. He's almost dead. He's the final boss here. I'm gonna kill off his minions real quick after we take care of him. He drops the biggest loot that you can get,
Are we
80
impressed?
coins. We're gonna go back, and now, unlike the other ones which only had one, plus the main, so they had 2 mains, this one has 3 mains. And you can do these on step 1 as well. So if you're clearing the main, the hardest one, the one that drops the loot on the highest step, just do the rest on step 1, or the lowest step you can. So clear the main that unlocks first to the highest step, and then the rest of them at the lowest. Just for efficiency and doing it safe. Not too hard for me, so I like raid. But if it takes you some effort, no big deal. That guy does move around a bit, summon some things. This is not really a video meant to tell you what these characters are doing or how to fight them. That I will leave up to you. This is mainly to showcase the raid and help you understand the systems in place for it. So each raid, you have 3 entries per week, per character. I'll show that after I finish this raid. She is down, which means that now the raid is complete. You see, 4-stage Reclaim Leon mission completed. That means we get the final loot, the highest roll, so we get our coins. And after we get our coins, we are all done. We will head to the lobby, and we will have to open up the raid interface and then end the raid. And I'll show you those amount of runs that you can see. So you have to withdraw from the raid, so you click the X. If you just exit the lobby, it's not going to work all the way. You have to actually exit the raid. So current 1 out of 3. So that means that I have done 2 runs. I am eligible for 1 more run. They do have some extra tickets for these. I don't know if they're going to release more of them and other ways to get them. I believe they were given through a maintenance, but these would be what the extra entry tickets look like if they do release them, and that will let you go over the limit. So we can look again, Operation Claiming Rion, see 1 out of 3 count. It was 2 out of 3 before, so it went down. What we want to do is claim these. And what we're also going to want to do is go over here, and normally what you would do first for crests, what the whole purpose of doing these raids is, these crests give you stats. What you can see on the top is the present amount of power that I have from them. 46 attack power, 30 defense, defense penetration, so on. The max power is assuming you have the max influence and the max enhancement, and that number is at the bottom. So you can see I'm only getting 48% of whatever I have in the enhancement level. So how this works is you get a total level, so minus 48%, you get an influence level on it. I'm going to show you, so I'm actually going to reset my crest here. So this one is 48%, this one is 48%. I'm going to go ahead and initialize the reset. Influence will be 0. So the enhancement doesn't go down, the influence goes down. So now you can see, you can choose how many times you want to do it. You can do it up to 10, and these crest growth scrolls, they roll between 1 and 10%. So we'll do this. And our goal is to get a higher number than 48. We did not get it, unfortunately. It went down. So what we want to do is then do that function again, assuming we had the resets, the growth scrolls available to us. You can purchase those growth scrolls from this vendor. You cannot purchase the high ones. Those are only dropped or getting the cash shop variant, the high crest growth scroll. You can purchase the specific enhancement, or so first off you have to buy this crest license, which lets you upgrade and do the influence on the crest itself. So you have to buy this, first order of business, buy these, then you need to get 10 crest scrolls per crest, so that's 30 total. And then after that, you want to start enhancing them. You can buy these at 100 piece if you want to target them, or you can get this box, which costs 90, and that has a equal chance to get all of them. So I'm going to buy 3 of these boxes. So I got 2 of the daily life, 1 of the rage. So we're going to go back to the crest interface. And we saw how we gave it an influence. Now we're going to show how we enhance it. We click the enhancement button. I'm going to click 1. And if you click more, it gives you a higher success rate. Do it as you will. I believe having more at once gives you higher odds. So we failed that. We'll go again. As you go up in tiers, it becomes more and more difficult. And you can see this one has a max level of 40, so it's going to take you be an easier time leveling it until you get to that point. So we failed all of our enhancements, but the goal is to increase the enhancement so that the level goes up. And then we'll get a higher percentage of the stats that are available to us. So that's what you need to know about raids. Go to Genevia in Gold Sunset Port. She does not have these items in other maps, even though she exists there. And just go to the Reclaim Leon tab. Again, buy these crest licenses first. Get 30 growth scrolls. Influence them. Then I would personally just buy the random ones. Save yourself 10% coins. And keep going. And then once you get much higher up, you can try to reset and go from there. So if you have any more questions, feel free to pop in the official Discord. We'll try to answer it as best we can. I'll put the link down in the description of the video. And with that, I'll see you next time.